Yes. So, good evening, all of you. Good evening, all of you. So, welcome to today's aptitude session. Now, the today's class is in this video. I'm going to explain factorial concept part 2. I already uploaded part 1 regarding factorial concept. In that part 1 I explained some of the basic questions regarding factorial and then how to find the maximum power of a prime number in a given factorial and maximum power of a composite number in a given factorial. So from that point I'm continuing part 2 or session 2. In this video I'm going to explain few more questions on maximum power of a number in the given factorial as well as the trailing zeros, which is most important for placements. Let us start. Now this video is helpful in cracking the placements like companies TCS, Infosys, Wipro, Facebook, Mindtree, Amazon, Waltree and GATE examination and some of the competitive examinations like XAT, MAT, IFT, CAT, CMAT, AMCAT and CoCubes also. Right, so in most of the MNCs this video is for most of the MNCs as well as for competitive examinations. This is the part of number system, that is factorial part 2. In this video mostly I will explain maximum power. I already covered in part 1 and few more questions on maximum power and then trailing zeros. Yes, n is equal to 2 into 4 into 6 into 8 into and so on into 100. So find the highest power of 2 in n. So highest power of 2. So 2 can be written as 2 into 1 into 4 can be written as 2 into 2 into 6 can be written as 2 into 6 into 8 can be 6 can be written as 2 into 3 into 8 can be written as 2 into 4 like that and so on. 100 can be written as 2 into 50. 2 into 50. So if we simplify this, 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 50 times, which is 2 power 50, and the rest of the number is 1 into 2 into 3 into and so on into 50, which is nothing but 50 factorial. So this is the given number. So this is 2 power 50, okay, into, now in 50 factorial maximum power of 2 is how much? So this is the process. 50 factorial maximum power of 2, 225s, 212s, remainder is not required. I mean this one, this is not required for us. 26, 23s, 21s, right? Which means 25 plus 12, 37, 37 plus 10, 47. So maximum power of 2 in 50 factorial is how much? 47. This is 2 power 47 and 50 factorial value is not 2 power 47. Still few more number is there. That's why into k. So the maximum power is how much we got? This is 50, this is 47. Total is 97, right? So the maximum power of 2 in the given number is how much? 97. Previously asked original placement question. Next question, 41 into 43 into 44 into and so on 50. In this highest power of 7, we need highest power of 7. 7 is a prime number. Okay, this is not purely a factorial. It is starting from 41. So that is the reason why what I'm going to do is I'm multiplying with the 40 factorial in the numerator, which means 1 into 3 into 4 into and so on into 40, multiplying in the numerator. Rest of the number in the numerator is 41, 42, 43 and so on 50. So I'm multiplying with numerator by 40 factorial. So I'm dividing by 40 factorial, which means there is no change in the number into 40, which means the numerator is how much? 50 factorial. Denominator is how much? 40 factorial. So the maximum power of 7 in 50 factorial is how much? Maximum power of 7 in 50 factorial. So every time this is what you have to do. 50 factorial maximum power of 7 divide with 7. 7 sevens are 49. 7 ones. 7 plus 1 is 8. This is 7 power 8 into some constant, because 50 factorial value is not only 7 power 8 and the rest of the number I am taking as k, which is not necessary for us. And similarly 40 factorial maximum power of 7. 7 5s are 35. So maximum power is 5. This is 7 power 5. Overall we are going to get 7 power 3 into some constant, which means the maximum power in the given number is 3. So the answer for the question is 3. Maximum power of 7 in the given number n is how much? 3. Previously asked a competitive examination question. Next, find the maximum power of 49. 49 is a composite number. First we have to decompose into prime factorization, which is nothing but 77 square. 49 can be written as 7 square. So 50 factorial. So how to write this 50 factorial minus 49 factorial? 50 factorial can be written as 50 into 49 factorial minus 49 factorial, which means this is nothing but 49 factorial into 50 minus 1 is 49, right? We need a maximum power of 49, remember, right? Now in 49 factorial, first I am going to find the maximum power of 49. 49 is a composite number, so we have to do like this. We have to calculate 7 power 7 square. So 7 sevens are 49, 7 ones. So maximum power of 7 in 49 factorial is how much? 8, which is nothing but 7 power 8. We need in terms of 7 square. So this is nothing but 7 square whole power 4, nothing but 49 power 4. So maximum power of 49 in 49 factorial is how much? 49 power 4. This is 49 power 4 and some constant will be there, which is not necessary for us, and 49 is here. So the maximum power of 49 is how much? This is 4, this is 1, 5. So answer for this question is 5. Maximum power of the given maximum power of 49 in the given number is how much? 5. Answer for this question is 5. Previously asked question, right? To understand better these questions, you have to listen repeatedly session 1. In the session 1, I explained at a length how to find the maximum power of a prime number in the given factorial, as well as how to find the maximum power of a composite number in the given factorial. That is what I explained. This is the extended session of part 1. Now, beautiful question has been given in Infosys company. 2000 factorial by 12 power 100. By which number this expression should be multiplied? You have to multiply. So the given expression becomes an integer, which means perfectly divisible. For perfectly divisible with 12 power 100, what number we have to multiply the numerator? Which means 200 factorial into some number. We have to multiply with what number? That is I am taking as k. So that 12 power 100 must be divisible. Then only we will get the integer, right? Okay, what number we have to multiply? Okay, cool. Right. So this is 200 factorial. Okay. Now 12 power 100. 12 is nothing but 3 into 4. 12 power 100 is nothing but 3 into 4. 4 is nothing but 2 square. So this can be written as 2 square into 3 power 100. Which is nothing but 200 factorial divided by 2 power 200 into 3 power 100. So based on this 2 power and 3 power, what I am doing is I am finding the maximum power of 2 in 200 factorial and maximum power of 3 in 200 factorial, right? First of all, I am doing that. So the maximum power of 2 in 200 factorial, you have to do this process. 200, this is 100, next will be 50, next will be 25, next will be 12, next will be 6, next will be 3, next will be 1. But what I am going to suggest is, for 100 we already did. For 100 we know the maximum power of 2 in 100 factorial is how much? 97. And plus here this 100, which is nothing but 197. I can directly write straight away 197, but viewers understanding purpose I am doing this. You should remember few things. Maximum power of 2 in 100 factorial is 97. Maximum power of 3 in 100 factorial is 48. Maximum power of 5 in 100 factorial is 24. These numbers you should remember. Now 200 factorial maximum power of 2 is 197 and maximum power of 3 is how much? Maximum power of 3 in 200 factorial is 97, which is nothing but 3 power 97, and some constant will be there because 200 factorial is not only 2 power 97 into 3 power 97, rest of the number is there. That's why I'm taking some constant k1, right? So how to get this, how we got this 97? If the viewers having a doubt, go to the session 1, right? What the process is, 200 factorial 200 divide continuously by 3 like this, you will get 97, that is divided by, this is 2 power 200 into 3 power 100. Now just observe, we need perfect divisibility. For the perfect divisibility, what we have to multiply in the numerator? Denominator is 2 power 100. Numerator is 2 power 197. So 3 deficient. So we have to multiply numerator with 2 power 3. That's must for perfective divisible. And numerator 3 power 97. Denominator 3 power 100. So this is also deficit by 3 powers. That is 3 cube. If you multiply numerator by 2 power 3 into 3 power 3, then it is perfectly divisible. 2 power 3 is nothing but 8. 3 power 3 is 27. 27 into 8, which is nothing but 216, which means we have to multiply numerator by what number? 216, so that it is perfectly divisible, which will yields an integer. Beautiful question framing on this. Excellent question, no doubt. Yeah, we have seen few questions on maximum power in the session 2 as well as in session 1. Now, most important concept, trailing zeros. What is trailing zeros? Number of zeros in the end is called trailing zeros. Number of zeros in the end is called trailing zeros. 200, these two zeros are called trailing zeros. 30430, 4300, these two zeros are called trailing zeros. Number of zeros in the end are called trailing zeros. In this session, I am going to represent it with TZ for the sake of simplicity and fastness. TZ means trailing zeros, right? Okay, fine. Now, how to find these trailing zeros? Let us see. 10, one trailing zero. To get one trailing zero, what we need? 1 5 and 1 2. Got it? Now 100, two trailing zeros. To get two trailing zeros, we need 2 5s. Listen, understand sincerely. 2 5s, 2 2s, which is nothing but 10 square. Now 1000, three trailing zeros. 1000, three trailing zeros. To get these three trailing zeros, we need 3 5s, 3 2s. So what we understand from these three examples? Number of trailing zeros is equal to maximum power of 10 in the given factorial. Got this point? First of all, number of trailing zeros in n factorial is simply what? Maximum power of 10 in n factorial. Number of trailing zeros in n factorial is simply what? Maximum power of 10 in n factorial. 10 is a composite number which can be decomposed as 2 into 5. So, to get the number of trailing zeros, first we need to calculate maximum power of 2 and then maximum power of 5. From this result, we can calculate maximum power of 10. Okay, but listen, very important point. In any factorial, number of 2's, number of 2's are less. In any factorial, number of 2's are less than number of 5's. number of fives. Number of twos are less than number of fives, which means maximum, in any factorial, number of twos are more, number of twos are more than number of fives. So which means maximum power of 5 is less than maximum power of 2. Okay, so but if you want a trailing zero, you need both 5 and 2. Listen, if you want a trailing zero, you need both 5 and 2 both. But in the given factorial, which are less? 5s are less. To get the 0, 5 and 2 both are required. So what the overall concept is, whatever the power which is less, that many number of zeros are available. In general, in any factorial, number of 5s are less. So instead of calculating this one, what I can suggest is, it is enough to calculate the maximum power of 5 in the factorial to get the number of trailing zeros. So overall conclusion is, no confusion at all. The overall conclusion is what? Overall conclusion is simply number of trailing zeros is equal to maximum power of 5 in n factorial. Actually, we need to calculate maximum power of 10. 10 is nothing but 2 into 5. But in any factorial, number of 5s are less than number of 2s. So, it is enough to calculate maximum power of 2. No need to calculate maximum power of 5 is enough. Maximum power of 2 is not necessary here, because 5s are less. Whatever the less number, that many number of zeros are there. This is. Now, we will see few questions on this. Find the number of zeros at the end of 100 factorial. See, 100 factorial, we will see. Maximum power of 2 in 100 factorial is 97 into maximum power of 5 in 100 factorial is nothing but 24. We have seen in session 1 into some constant is also there, right? So this is 100 factorial value. Okay. Now, 2s are 97. 2s are available. 5s are only 24. To get one trailing zero, we need 1 2 and 1 5. Here 5s are less. That is what I told. 5s are less. So we need combinedly both 2 and 5. How many we can combine? 1 2 1 5. One trailing zero. 1 2 1 5. Another trailing zero. 1 2 1 5. Another trailing zero. Like this we can combine up to 24, because the 5s are only 24, which means how many trailing zeros? 24 trailing zeros, which is simply maximum power of 5. This is the reason why, as 5s are less, it is enough to calculate maximum power of 5 for calculating the number of trailing zeros. In the factorial alone. Yeah. Find the number of trailing zeros in the product of the first 100 multiples of 10, which is nothing but 10 into 1 product into next 10 into 2 product into 10 into 3 product into 10 into 4 product. Like this, first 100 multiples of 10, which is nothing but 10 into 100. 10 10 10 each and every bracket 100 times, which is nothing but 10 power 100 into 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 100, which is nothing but 100 factorial. So 10 power 100, which means 100 trailing zeros. 100 factorial, which is nothing but 100 factorial. How many trailing zeros? Just now we have seen 24 trailing zeros in 100 factorial. 10 power 100, how many trailing zeros? 100 trailing zeros. Total how many? 100 plus 24, which is nothing but 124 trailing zeros. 124 trailing zeros. Next, find the number of trailing zeros in the product of the first 100 multiples of 5, which is nothing but 5 into 1. Previously asked original question, 5 into 2 into 5 into 3, like that. First 100 multiples of 5, which is nothing but 5 into 100. 5, 5, 500 times, which is nothing but 5 power 100. Rest is 1 into 2 into 3 and so on into 100, which is nothing but 100 factorial. So 5 power 100 is okay into, in 100 factorial maximum power of 2 is 97. In 100 factorial maximum power of 5 is 24 and some constant is also there, right? Because 100 factorial value is not only 2 power 97 into 5 power 24. Few more number is also there. That is I am taking as k. Right? We need what? Maximum power of 5 and 2 here. Now 2 power 97 into 5 power 97 I am writing. This is 100, this is 24. I am writing 5 power 97. Rest of the number is not necessary. Maximum we can go up to 97. 2 power 97 into 5 power 97 is nothing but 10 power 97 into some constant k1, which means 10 power 97, which means how many trailing zeros? 97 trailing zeros. That is the answer for this question. Number of trailing zeros are 10. Number of trailing zeros are 97. Maximum power of 10 is how much? 97. Here 2s are 97, 5s are 124. Here 5s are 100 plus 24, 190, 124. But 2s are how many? 97. Here 2s are less. That's why 97 trailing zeros. 2 into 5, 1 trailing zero. 2 into 5, another trailing zero. Like that we can make 97 trailing zeros. For making 98 trailing zero, we don't have 2. 5s are okay, available, but 2s are not available. That is the reason why. Beautiful question. A is the product of the first 100 multiples of 8. Okay. How many consecutive zeros would be there in the end? Next, nothing but trailing zeros. This is 8 into 1 into 8 into 2 into 8 into 3 into and so on. First 100 multiples of 8, which is nothing but 8 into 100. Similar question. 8, 8, 8, 100 times, which is nothing but 8 power 100. 1 into 2 into and so on 100, which is nothing but 100 factorial. That's okay. This is nothing but 100 factorial. Maximum power of 2 is 97. Maximum power of 5 is how much? 24. And some constant will be there. I am writing as now 2 power 8 power 100 is nothing but 2 power 3 whole power 100, which is nothing but 2 power 300. So therefore 2 power 397 2's are there, but 5's are only 24. But 5's are only 24. But 5's are only 24. Therefore 24 trailing zeros. So we can make only 24 trailing zeros. Even though 2's are much more available, but 5's are not available. That is the reason why. So 5 power 24. So 24 trailing zeros are available. 24 trailing zeros are only available. Only available. Now, A is the product of the first 100 multiples of 15. How many consecutive trailing zeros? This is a 15. 15. So 15 into 1. Next is 30, which is nothing but 15 into 2. Next will be 45, which is nothing but 15 into 3 into and so on into 15 into 100, which is nothing but 1500. Okay, 15, 15, 1500 times 15 power 100. 1 into 2 into 3 into 100, which is nothing but 100 factorial. Okay, so in this is 3 power 100 into 5 power 100. We don't want 3 power 100. There is no useful with 3 power for the trailing zeros. We concentrate only 5 power 100. 100 factorial. Maximum power of 2 is 97. Maximum power of 5 is 24. 100 factorial, some constant will be there, because 100 factorial value is not only 2 power 97 into 5 power 24, and the rest of the number will be I am taking as k. So finally this 3 power 100 is not at all necessary, right? Not at all necessary. 5 power 100, 5 power 24, which is nothing but 5 power 124 into 2 power 97 into some constant k1. Okay, so 5's are 124, 2's are 97, less is 97. So 97 trailing zeros. 97 trailing zeros for this. The answer for this question is 97 trailing zeros. 97 trailing zeros. That is the answer for this question. Next question. Next question. Find the total number of trailing zeros in the sum of the product of the first 35 multiples of 3. In the product of, not the sum of the product, in the product of the first 35 multiples of 3. 35 multiples of 3. 3 into 1, 3 into 2, like this. 35 multiples. First 35 multiples. 3 into 35. So which is nothing but 3 power 35 into 1 into 2 into 3 and so on 35, which is nothing but 35 factorial. 35 factorial. 3 power 35. There is no use with 3 power 35 because 3 power 35 is nowhere useful in the calculation of trailing zeros. With the help of 3 power, there is no formation of trailing zeros. That is the reason why this is not necessary for us. Now 35 factorial, maximum power of 2 is how much? 35 factorial, maximum power of 2. 2 17s, 2 8s, 2 4s, 2 2s, 2 1s, right? 8 plus 4, 12, 12 plus 2, 14 plus 1, 15, 15 plus 7, 15 plus 17, which is nothing but 32. 32. So 2 power 32, maximum power of 2 is 32 and maximum power of 5 I am finding. 35 factorial, maximum power of 5. 5 7s are 35, 5 1s, 7 plus 1 8. Maximum power of 5 is 8 and also some constant will be there because the 35 factorial value is not only 2 power 32 into 5 power 8 and also some constant will be there, that is I am taking as k. So 5s are 8 only, 2s are 32, less is out, how much? 8. So 8 trailing zeros. 8 trailing zeros. 8 trailing zeros. Previously asked question, number of trailing zeros. Now this is the question which is also a previously asked question. A is 2 power 6, B 5 power 4, N is A power B, M is B power A. Number of trailing zeros in Nm. N is nothing but A power B. N is nothing but A power B. M is nothing but B power A. A is nothing but 2 power 6. In B is nothing but 5 power 4. Okay. Into B is nothing but 5 power 4. Okay. A is nothing but 2 power 6. Okay. Okay. 2 power 6 into 5 power 4. 25 square. 625. Okay. 5 power 4 into 2 power 6 is how much? 2 power 5 32 into 2 64, right? So less are half to 5 powers. 5 powers are less, so number of trailing zeros are 4 into 64, which is nothing but 256. 256 trailing zeros. 5s are less than 2s. Whatever the less, that many number of trailing zeros. 4 into 64 trailing zeros are available. Because for the formation of trailing zero, we need both 2 and 5. But 2s are 6 into 625 are available. But 5s are only 4 into 64 only available. This is the reason why we can form only 256 trailing zeros. How many zeros at the end of the following product? This is not the product, right? How many zeros at the end of this? Right. 1 factorial power 1 plus 2 factorial power 2 plus 3 factorial power 4 plus 4 factorial power 4. Okay. Right. So 1 factorial power 1, no trailing zero, right? 1 factorial is 1. So 2 factorial power 2, 2 factorial is 2, 2 square is 4, no trailing zero, right? Very important question. 3 factorial power 3, 3 factorial is 6, 6 cube 216, no trailing zero. Got? Now 4 factorial power 4, 4 factorial is 24, 24 power 4, no trailing zero, that is also okay. Now trailing zeros starts. 5 factorial is nothing but 120, 1 trailing zero, right? Now 5 factorial power 5, How many trailing zeros? 5 trailing zeros. Therefore, 5 factorial power 5. How many trailing zeros? 5 trailing zeros. Now, 6 factorial power 6. 6 factorial power 6. 6 factorial power 6. 6 factorial is nothing but 720. 1 trailing 0. 6 factorial power 6. 6 trailing zeros. Next, 7 factorial power 7, which is also for 7 factorial 1 trailing 0. Now 7 factorial power 7, 7 trailing zeros. 7 trailing zeros. 8 factorial power 8. 8 factorial 1 trailing 0. 8 factorial power 8. 8 trailing zeros. 8 trailing zeros. 9 factorial power 9. 9 factorial 9 1 trailing 0. 9 factorial power 9. 9 trailing zeros. Now see, next one is 10 factorial. 10 factorial is 3628800, which means 2 trailing zeros. Therefore, 10 factorial power 10. How many trailing zeros? 2 into 10. That is 20 trailing zeros. Right? Right. Once the 10 factorial starts, there is a 5 multiplication. 10 is nothing but 5 into 2. One more jump. From 5 factorial to 9 factorial. Only 1 5 multiple. If from 10 factorial onwards, 2 5 multiples. That is the reason why 2 trailing zeros. Similarly, from 15 factorial onwards, 3 trailing zeros. 15 factorial, 15 is nothing but 5 into 3. So from there, 3 trailing zeros. Similarly, from 20 factorial, 20, 5 into 4. 20 factorial, 20, 5 into 4, which means 4 trailing zeros. So from 1 factorial to 4 factorial, no trailing zeros. From 5 factorial to 9 factorial, 1 trailing zero. From 10 factorial to 14 factorial, 2 trailing zeros. From 15 factorial to 19 factorial, 3 trailing zeros, like this. This is the sequence. Every 5 multiple increases, 1 trailing zero increases. Please remember this concept. Now here total how many trailing zeros? 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 20, which is nothing but 55. So 55 trailing zeros. Total is 55. So for this question, total 55 trailing zeros. 55 trailing zeros. Yeah. Find the number of trailing zeros in 150 factorial plus 200 factorial. 150 factorial. 150 factorial plus 200 factorial. 150 factorial I am writing as 150 factorial itself. 200 factorial. 200 into 199 into 198 into and so on into 150 factorial we can write like this. So if we make 150 factorial as common, 150 factorial into 1 plus rest of the product is 200 into 199 into 198 into and so on up to 150 where and so on up to 151 because 150 factorial is taken common. Just observe, this is a number which is not divisible by 5, which is not divisible by 5, right? Which is not divisible by 5 because it is 1 plus something, not divisible, right? Right, because it is multiplied with the 200, so unit digit is 0. Multiplication involves 200, which means unit digit is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. Now in the bracket, whatever the result, unit digit is 1. If unit digit is 1, not divisible by 5. So if not divisible by 5, there is no 5 power. There is no 5 power. If no 5 power, no trailing 0. So from the number in the bracket, there is no trailing 0. From the number in the bracket, there is no trailing 0. So the rest of the number is 150 factorial. For 150 factorial, how many trailing zeros? It is simply maximum power of 5. Maximum power of 5 in 150 factorial. Just calculate here. One more time observe. 150, right? Divided by 5. 5 threes. 5 6 5 ones 37. So 37 trailing zeros is our answer. Maximum power of 5 in 150 factorial is how much? 37. So 37 trailing zeros. My dear aspirants, just listen, this process we can do in this way also. 150 divided by 5. Okay, now we got, now again plus 150 divided by 5 square plus again 150 divided by 5 cube. 5 cube is 125. 5 power 4 is more than 150. So process stop here. This will result a number 30 plus 150 by 25, which is nothing but 6. This is 150 by 125, 1 point something. Take it only integral part. So once 1 point something occurs, process stops. So number of trailing zeros are 37. This process and this process both are similar, right? But why I am explaining this process is here in the session 1 as well as in session 2, that will be useful in the session 3. I will continue session 3 from here onwards. Right, which is most advanced session in trailing zeros, that we will see. For that advanced session, this question ending explanation is most important. That's all for this session and this video, my dear viewers. Please repeatedly listen session 1 and session 2. Try to understand the factorial concept at LN and crack in placement regarding this topic. Thank you one and all. Right?